How to be coachable in business. I've coached people throughout the many years of my career, and I have seen something so interesting in every single person, but there is one factor as to whether they're going to succeed or fail, and that is coachability. I'm excited to talk to you today about how you can become more coachable in order to succeed better in business. And I want you to know that I'm going to use some examples that will help you, but also that you need to realize that as somebody who's been coaching people, I also have to be coachable myself. And so while I'm learning and I'm teaching this, I'm learning it myself. It's a great thing. So I'm excited to jump in this with you. When I'm coaching someone, I can tell in the first session if they're going to succeed or not. I can tell just by the way that they listen to feedback, by the way that they take notes or don't, by the way that they put into practice just by looking in their eyes that they're going to do what we're talking about. It's one thing to have an opportunity to be coached by somebody and to listen to what they say and then just blow it off and go do your own thing. It's a completely different thing to watch somebody who is listening, who's taking it in, and you can see their wheels turning and the plan being put into action in their mind. It is so awesome to watch somebody who becomes coachable, because those are the types of people that we want to work with, surround ourselves with, and that we're also the proudest of, because we get to say, hey, I got to help them get to where they got. That's an exciting thing. So being coachable in business is such an important part of your life. I know that people have paid me a lot of money, and some have paid me a lot and done a lot with what they did in the coaching, but then there were others that paid me a lot and didn't do as much as they said they would. And that's always kind of a bummer for me as a coach, but I know that I also want to be coachable. In fact, I'm going to share with you some of the ways that you can become more coachable, and I want to share with you a very vulnerable, authentic one that happened to me actually today, right as we started filming this. You see, I was working on an email that I wanted sent out to a lot of people. My assistant and I have been working on how do we phrase this properly. Remember, my assistant is someone that I pay to help me succeed, and together we both succeed, right? And so I composed this email and I said, hey, I need your honest, candid feedback. Before we send this out to everybody, I really need you to coach me through this because I'm not sure this is right. I also sent it to a couple of prospects that are very trusted that I knew would be candid with me. Guess what I received? I received comments from my assistant who said, candidly, this is not the right thing to send. She said, I really don't like telling you that because I know that you know what to say in most cases, but in this case, I think this is a bad way of phrasing it. She said, I never want to not be your cheerleader, but I'm cheering you on to make this better. So I have to prove to you that I'm coachable as well. I'm so thankful for an assistant who would be strong enough in her signature moves and would keep a promise to herself to know that I'm coachable and willing to listen. I replied right back and said, you are absolutely right. Thank you for not letting me go there with this. Let's fix it. When we're coachable, we have more chances of success. And I'm thankful for an assistant who helped me through that one. The essence of being coachable first is being open to feedback, to listening to what others say, especially a coach that you've hired or just some leader that's trying to help you get better. Oftentimes it's the people that we work with that see what we can't see. And so when we listen to them, we will succeed faster. It's just up to us whether we're going to listen or not. In business, it's important to listen to the people around you because you have surrounded yourself with leaders. And so when you are more coachable by listening and also taking their plans and their ideas and putting it into action, it's going to help you succeed that much quicker. John Eade said that the ability of someone to put aside ego and pride and be coachable is often the difference between success and failure. Here's some common misconceptions about being coachable. It's just about listening. No, that's not right. It's not just about listening. It's about listening and then putting it into action. It's one thing to receive the feedback and just blow it off. It's another thing to take it in, to say, I know what I can fix, and then putting something else into action. Some people think that coaching is only for the newbies, but let me tell you, the people that are new at their job are obviously, you want them to be coachable, but the seasoned professionals are often the most coachable. Even though they've done something well for years, they might have one one or two things that if they tweaked, it would be so much more effective. And so the seasoned pros, yes, they need to be coachable as well. Here are some signature moves of highly coachable people. Number one is active listening. These are people who are listening to the feedback that's coming in and then they're taking action. We've talked about that a little bit, but let's go a little deeper. You see, when I coach executives, and I've had the chance to sit at the boardrooms of some of the great people and leaders of this world, it's interesting to watch different leaders who just sit back and listen, and you can tell that they're not really taking it in. But then there are the leaders that are coachable. They're sitting and they're taking notes, and they're typing away, and you can see the plans are formulating in their mind as to how to execute upon what you're coaching them to do. This is absolutely amazing, watching somebody listening to that extent and then transforming the way that they lead from there. Number two is adaptability. I was consulting with a business called Cardio Miracle. That's a nitric oxide supplement for your health. I recommend it because I take it every single day. I was consulting with their company as I went through and interviewed every single independent consultant and employee that they have. We were looking to discover their signature moves, that which makes them unique and great at what they do in their job. But in terms of adaptability, as we looked at the company and the structure of everything that was happening, we also realized the product needed to be adapting into different markets, into different ways of being sold. It's wonderful when we receive data and we realize, oh, we need to steer over here a little bit. However, some companies are not coachable and they receive data and they continue going forward even to a place where they will not succeed. Cardio Miracle is a great example of adaptability. When we saw the data, they decided to shift things and change their product just a little bit, adding a couple new things into the ingredients that made it so that people would want it and need it even more. I highly recommend, if you are somebody who's coachable, you must be adaptable. Number three is proactive learning. When you decide for yourself that you are coachable and you're willing to go those directions that somebody is suggesting you go because they can see that you have another way that you could serve and keep the promise to the company, this is such an important aspect. Proactive learning means that you're seeking knowledge to improve your skills. You might be turning a weakness into a strength. You might be using talents that you hadn't used before, but that have been clarified by the leaders that see something in you don't see in yourself. I have someone I work with who's helped me for over a decade. His name is Chris. He does my website. Now, don't think he's just a website guy. Let me tell you, this man is so talented. He's an incredible photographer, an artist, a creative entrepreneur. He learned how to do websites in order to help my business. And as I've gone through and learned of his great talents, then he's also said, when I go, hey, do you think we can add this to the website? He goes, hey, let me check it out. He seeks learning. He's always figuring out. He's on YouTube seeking how-to tutorials and figuring out new ways that I can market myself, that I can get better in my business. I so appreciate Chris. That is a true promise leader, and I'm so thankful for his signature move of seeking learning and being that kind of coachable employee. Let's talk about Satya Nadella of Microsoft. Now, you know that I'm an Apple guy if you watch other videos from me, but Microsoft, oh man, they have a great leader in Satya. Satya allows the employees to explore, to create, to even fail. In fact, failing is a little bit a part of their scheme. They say, you know what? Push until you can find a way to succeed. A way of using humility for success at Microsoft is one of Nadella's signature moves. His employees know that even if they try things and they don't quite succeed, he will not let them go. He will help them and encourage them in order to succeed. That is great leadership. He's been known for transforming Microsoft's culture completely by being one of listening and openness and assurity that people can try things and discover their own signature moves, all the while helping Microsoft succeed. Let's also talk about Indra Nooyi, the former CEO of PepsiCo. Nooyi's leadership style is a democratic process. She would listen to different employees giving examples and ideas, and then they would come up with their decisions together. Nooyi created a collaborative and supportive working environment where everybody could bring their signature moves that make them unique and could bring it up so that PepsiCo would succeed. And so when it comes to your coachability in business, I hope that this video has helped you to discover more of what your signature moves truly are. Because as you start to listen and adapt and change the way that you're coachable, it will help you succeed. One of the best ways to discover how to do this is to truly know your signature moves and where you stand within the pantheon of success. You can discover your signature moves by going to icmprocess.com. I'm excited to share this free gift with you because it is an amazing assessment tool that I'm giving to you for free. I hope you go check it out. Thank you for joining me on this video. Go to icmprocess.com.